You open your phone and the noise is immediate. We spend our days bouncing from one digital debate to the next, navigating a constant stream of productivity guilt, moral posturing, and the endless pressure to prove a point to complete strangers. That mental conflict migrates into your tissues. Your jaw tightens, your chest restricts. Without you even realizing it, your nervous system locks into a persistent state of defense, bracing for an attack that isn't actually physical. This default posture is anti-Wu Wei, the deeply ingrained habit of applying force to everything. We try to aggressively win arguments in comment sections, then try to forcefully coerce our own bodies into calming down when the stress hits. The result is complete exhaustion. Defending our positions keeps our nervous system trapped in a state of war. Take a look at this post. It's a sharp structural critique. The author argues that when suffering isn't your reality, silence acts as a privilege that protects you. It's a sociological analysis of power, burden, and the price of staying quiet. In a space like this, the rules of engagement are predictable. You either post a furious rebuttal to defend your own silence, or you offer an intellectual defense aligning with the critique. It is a debate hall. But look at the reply that actually appeared. It completely bypasses the sociological debate. Instead, it offers a poetic reflection. Silence in peace is peaceful. Intimacy means into me you see. Opening and withholding, it's the choice that makes you free. It ends simply with, I wish you peace. This response is out of place, and that is exactly why it works. It walked into a debate hall, mistook it for a hospital room, and administered care rather than an argument. True relief in these spaces rarely comes from winning the intellectual argument. It comes from radically shifting the emotional and physical state of the room. This strategy of yielding rather than fighting traces back to the ancient Taoist concept of Wu Wei. Often translated as non-coercive action, it is the practice of moving in alignment with the natural grain of things, rather than forcing them to bend. There's a classic story of Butcher Ding, a cook who cuts up an ox flawlessly for 19 years without ever dulling his blade. His secret is that he doesn't hack through the bone. He lets his knife find the natural, empty spaces between the joints. Applied to the modern internet, we get digital koans. These are small, contextually mismatched expressions, like that poetic reply about silence. They act exactly like Butcher Ding's blade, slicing cleanly through digital tension without hitting the bone of an argument. They function through frame violation. When a complaint is met with an unexpected blessing, it exhausts the conceptual mind. You can't argue with it. It creates a sudden, quiet clearing where something new can happen. The strength of a digital koan lies in its priorities. It modulates the reader's nervous system state rather than trying to persuade them to adopt a new belief. The practice of Wu Wei extends beyond digital text, grounding itself in human tissue as somatic Wu Wei. This compares standard self-help with somatic Wu Wei. Most self-help is coercive. When feeling anxiety, advice says to fix it, wrestling the chaos into a flat line. Somatic Wu Wei is interoception without an agenda. You simply observe sensations without demanding they go away. When we encounter stress, our bodies adopt physical resistance signatures. You might feel a persistent bracing in your shoulders, a dissociative collapse where your limbs feel heavy, or a heavy internal shame loop in your chest. The application of somatic Wu Wei is remarkably small. When you feel those signatures, you don't fight them. You notice them, name them, and invite a tiny 10% yield in your muscles. By removing the internal pressure to fix ourselves, we stop treating the body like a problem to be solved. We eliminate the secondary suffering of fighting our own nervous system. That internal release expands outward into our relationships. It becomes non-coercive co-regulation, a way of interacting with others that respects their autonomy. We can offer parallel presence and safety to others, both in physical rooms and in digital spaces, without demanding that they regulate their emotions for our comfort. This brings us to a meta-irony about the video you are watching right now. We are currently trying to categorize, define, and protocolize effortless action. By building a highly analytical cathedral to house a profound, ineffable ghost, we risk turning a lived, breathing practice into just another consumable piece of content. Intellectual understanding only gets you so far. Eventually, you have to stop building the analytical cathedral and step outside into the silence. Let's test the frame right now. Notice your hand holding your device. Notice your breath, and observe the automatic compulsion to swipe to the next piece of content. Scroll. Stop scrolling. Who stopped?